Greetings, YouTube. This is Fragments of Memory once again, aka the Armchair Philosopher. Now, I saw Peanut Butter and Jelly's vid. McDonald's is not a career choice. Now, I will agree with you that we as blacks should not strive to end up in a fast food restaurant. However, I think life circumstances do lead us there. Yes, there is options for trade schools and colleges, but I want to remind you that those things do cost money. And of course, you know that. And more often than not, the price for school and books is ridiculous. And I did a vid called College is Juice Worth the Squeeze. And I just really asked this because I myself have tried college a few times and it didn't go very well for me. I know that I've not really been a good person on paper as far as being the best of students. So college has always been a very hard struggle for me. And people always want to comment and say, "You're very smart. Why don't you go to school?" Well, I realize I'm not a good student, and then people don't believe me. And then I say, "Well, where's this money going to come from?" And the first thing they say, "Get a scholarship." Well, who's going to give a guy that isn't a great student a scholarship? And I'm sure there are scholarships out there, but those are decreasing by the day. And then you have, well, get a grant. Well, great for the grant, but grants aren't really as easily available anymore. And I'm already in debt from paying off student loans from when I did attempt to go to college. So I have no degree and I'm paying off student loans. And then I don't even have a job right now that I can really support myself and pay off student loans for it. And what's really sad is a lot of jobs nowadays, the really so-called good ones, want you to have the degree. But then the degree isn't necessarily a guarantee. And this isn't me trying to put down academic learning. In fact, I say if you have the money and if you have the grant and you have the scholarship, go to school or go to the trade school. But I don't think I myself could financially handle going to school. So what's my other option? Do something illegal or work for a fast food chain? I'd say work for the fast food chain. And yes, sometimes it can be disheartening to see an older black male or an older black female working at a restaurant, and not even a waiter restaurant, but a fast food restaurant. And fast food is cruel. Fast food is cruel. And take it from someone who has worked at McDonald's. My very first job was working at McDonald's when I was a junior in high school. And I just remember flipping burgers, and I remember just how demanding the customers were and how the little the pay was, but the bosses were demanding, the customers were demanding. And even when you tried to help the customers, they would get frustrated. And so after a while, that starts to wear on you. So with it wearing on you, yes, I can understand why people in food service have a bad attitude. Because sometimes they deal with bad customers. And it's easier to say, don't let those bad customers distract you from doing your job. That doesn't always work. I know if I've dealt with a slew of bad customers, after a while, customers all start looking the same to you. Oh, here's either the guy who's late for work and trying to get his lunch on the quick, or it's the guy that complains about every little thing in his meal. He's extra picky. Or it's the lady who wants to just complain about the price of everything. And you just have to sit there and take it. And then there seems to be no catharsis. It seems to be endless. And again, I do not discourage anyone who wants to go to school to better themselves and to get an education. But where's that money going to come from? Scholarships are diminished, grants are diminished, and then you have loans. And loans, the interest on them is so ridiculous. You're going to be paying until you're dead. And then, of course, now jobs are even using your credit history against you. So let's say you want to get a job, but let's say you have really bad credit. Well, you can't really get the good job. Now you got to get the BS job because the good job ain't going to hire you because you got this. So it seems to be this circle. It's like that hole in the bucket. You know that song? There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, and they keep going through it. And of course, it's just it's just this constant circle that doesn't end. And right now that's what I'm going through. On one hand, it's like I got loans, but I don't want to take out any more loans to get in deeper in debt. But yet I know I need this degree. So that's something that I'm sort of like struggling with right now. Then I hear the stories of people who have their degree and they still got to get more education just so they can make it in this world. So I really feel as though there needs to be reform in in the schooling industry because it seems that the school is just nothing but a profit, a place to earn profits. And money just keeps pouring into these school systems. And the schools are making hand over fist, but not necessarily producing the graduates that can do the jobs. That's just my take on it. I'm not this is me just sort of, I guess, trying to gain some catharsis for my own situation. I think when I saw your vid, it just pushed a lot of buttons for me. I don't work at McDonald's right now, but I work at a job that's close to it. So I'm struggling with that, and I am a man that is an adult. So I'm glad I have a job. Don't get me wrong. But I guess I'm just tired of people presenting college to me like it's the be all end all way out of poverty when it seems you get broke more so going to college than you do if you don't. And there has to be some happy medium somewhere. That's just my 2 cents. Thank you very much for tuning in. Take care.